I'm Brenda Jean, Power Medicine Woman, and I am from Medicine Woman Solution. There is always a solution somewhere. So what is this Medicine Woman solution? What have I come up with? Well, you know me. Well, hopefully you'll still learn to know me. One of the things that Spirit always has me do is do a spiritual investigation. And that is, it's not just taking the synchronicities in life, because if you do it in just ego, you'll become very anal. And that's not a good thing, because then you'll go around screaming, it doesn't work all the time. Oh my God, I'm just la la la. So it's not that you want to have a happy attitude and squish it. No, the thing is you find the alignment, looking for the alignment, looking for that alignment. Why? Because you have all of this quantum field, all these potentials. You're used to keep grabbing the same shit day after day, same shit, different day. This is based on the emotional pull of alignment. Oh yeah, I remember those memories. Oh yeah, that was my and you will learn from Medicine Woman Solution that you are taking in you the product of the sum total of everything, your experiences, your emotions, and all this. But you have an ability that nobody's really taught you before, and that is to simply take, oh my God, these are my emotions, but to have a tool. And I am not talking about just the word. I'm talking about actually physically taking and doing an exercise. No, I'm not talking about lifting weights, doing the plank. No, those are great. But when you're in emotional distraught, it's just easy to do the OMG one. Okay, that is to make sure you're touching here, the hairline, and the frontal lobe. OMG. You put it on a scale. You have to use your intention. I don't care how messed up you are. Oh my God, I can't stop thinking about that person, or da-da-da. Put it on the scale from 0 to 10. And then you keep your hand there. Don't keep taking it off. Just keep your hand there. And you sit with it. Your intention is you can't calm down. You don't have a tool. You don't need to be put in timeout. Maybe you do. But you don't have to go there. So what do you need to do? You literally need to learn how to do OMG. A lot of people just sit there with don't do a no tool, or they half-ass the tapping, or they half-ass it. And that's where you have to find the little things about yourself. How do I want to put this? What is your future? Your future is going to be a segment of the sum total of what you're emotionally attached to that you may not be consciously aware of, but your body consciousness is. And it's very important to begin to understand your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being. You want to know your past lives? Just kind of look at what emotionally you're attached to. We want to take a look at all of the kaleidoscope of life, all of these different perspectives, so we really can understand what isn't love. Oh, that ain't love, but because I was emotionally attached to, oh my God, then a piece of me in my energetic part of me is going to keep investing in it. So I have what you call a spiritual investment, which eventually you'll do a spiritual debt. Karma is not this where the belief that the past life is that you were bad or a good person and that you got to pay for it. Because if that was true, then men were never bad. Just explain that women, oh, she deserved that. Oh, no, we're talking about mindsets. We're talking about developing level of consciousness, developing, maturing the mental, emotional, the physical, and the spiritual aspects of ourselves. We've gotten pretty good at understanding the physical, really good. With COVID, we've learned a lot more people have a lot of more mental stuff. I don't really want to call them mistakes, flaws, illness. We never got to really develop the mental and emotional aspects of ourselves. Oh, you look like in the United States, in one part of the country, you're seeing a psychiatrist? What's wrong with you? You sick in the head? Oh my God, I can't let anybody know I'm sick in the head. That psychosomatic shit. Your body and you go hand in hand. There is a psychosis that is linked to the psychosomatic, because your body is linked into wired that way. But then there is degrees to which, if your brain is messed up energetically, then you're going to have to start seeing it in a physical sense, in the body, in the emotions, in the thought processing, in the way you were basically, how did you handle that moment? Coping, handling, dealing, pacifying. What, how? If you're still going, you are so attached and you're still losing life force. And you'll keep seeing it in people. I don't care how chronologically aged you get, you're still going to see it. Oh my God, I can see my mother. And we're not here to blame, 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 blame. We're here for you to look that life is a mirror. If you understand energy, if it's in sync, it's beautiful, it's magnetic, it's harmonious. But when you have a repulsion energy going on, and you have that there's an enemy out there, and that you are powerless, you're going to create a situation where, oh my God! Karma is cause and effect. If you're going to stand as the victim, you're going to be what? You're going to be the victim. You're going to have that energy. You're going to have the enemy. You have to have some way to show yourself what you're doing and believing, feeling with all of it. So your future is this, whatever you're aligned to. Did I cause it myself? On a humanistic level, no, you didn't cause that person to attack you. You didn't sit there and do right and wrong, good or bad, da 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 da. But you are energy. Where are you placing your energy? What are you focusing on? What is your characteristics? What is part of your personal reality is based upon these characters of these emotions, these moods, these temperaments, these reactions, these repulsions, these auto responses will create your personal reality. If you don't like your personal reality, then you are going to have to begin to heal it. Well, I put my hand in my head and the shit still happens. Did you take a shower? When you learn how to do it by yourself, and then you expect that for the rest of your life to keep you clean? You have to have a little responsibility. You have to do a little bit of exercise. Physical exercise, yeah, sometimes you need to operate with the mental and the emotional and the spiritual and the physical together so you can have a healthy alignment. I'm working on my physical shit. Mental, emotional, spiritual. Yeah, I worked really hard on those. Not really a problem. I'm really looking at the depths of this physical. And that's part of my journey. When I was younger, it was all of it, just like everybody else. And when I started to take a grasp of the emotions and didn't just stuff them, well, I didn't put just, okay, I can't cope. I did all that. But then I started to apply tools. I started to apply something that I didn't have to feel paranoid, afraid, anxiety. I didn't have to go into, oh my God, I can't take in and cope and deal and be in this world. No. What did it for me was I kept taking the information in and healing and healing and healing every day until I fine-tuned it. That my mental and emotional life, as soon as something is not out of alignment, poof, I'm going to spiritually investigate this. Not in an anal, ego, over-attached way, which leave me in high beta and stressing me out more and being more confused and I can't cope. Why it works and why isn't it fucking working? No, that's not at all. I fine-tuned it because I had made a promise that I wanted to serve mankind, humankind, okay, soul kind. That I fine-tune it. Right now, I'm really working in depths of the physical on the spiritual aspects of what it is. Because when you're consciously, mentally okay and emotional okay, but why does the physical still suck? Well, that is where metaphysical meanings will come in and all of these other stuff. My tribal. You want to be in the tribal? Cost only $36 a month, but you get 4 good videos that last, what, an hour, 2 hours, whatever you want to do. So we really help people. It's basically a healing tribe. And this healing tribe helps me help you heal. And you can look back at the old videos and do meditation. You can do the soul coaching. You can do healing tools, and you can answer questions. And the questions also have a whole bunch of other stuff that you can grow. So there is a lot you get. And then you have the interactions. But you don't have to interact. It's beneficial if you interacted and did the homework, but again, it's not required. Why am I reluctant to not to do the teachings? It's because most people don't do the homework. So I don't really want to put the information out there and then it just, oh, don't go to her. It doesn't work. Did you apply yourself? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, out of the 24 hours, how did you apply yourself? Well, I didn't do it today. And because we haven't learned how to be mindful, we haven't learned we're in a transitional state. 2020 is very transitional. 2021 is meant to be integrational, which means the question is, how far have we gotten? Last night was interesting because what does COVID have to do? Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories, and I'm not going into that. That's not where I'm going. But what I am going to tell you is this. Spirit has shown me the sense of smell and taste. We have all of these sensory systems that connect with other humans, that help create our world, help us experience our experiences, and so forth. So part of moving from 3D to 5D is letting go of things that no longer serve, letting go of paradigms, power plays, a war. Does it really need to have to be? Because of this, our connection, how we connect to it, smell and taste have to do with memory, Alzheimer's. And if you listen to a lot of people, they can only remember the past. But at the same time, I can't smell nor taste sometimes, but I really connect on all the other sensory aspects. Now, there are times I'll sit there and I'm like, what the hell? I smelled a motorcycle blown off its exhaust. And it could have been just that I heard it. And it created a sensation of the smell. You understand? You can cross your sensory systems. You can pull up memories that's related to it. When I tell people to think of, God, I think I smell popcorn. People will sit there and go, oh, I do too. It's not about spooky theory. It is about the entanglement cord, but it is also about consciousness. And that's all we are. We have one mind, but we have all of these individual minds that are going on so many journeys. Nobody's right or wrong. We're experimenting what's good for this soul, what's good for that soul. And so much connected today, which is now just switching the topics. See, Spirit loves to switch topics. Is that 2 seconds before I went to get on, it was like, my mama boogie shoes. And I'm like, oh my God, it was like somebody had turned the radio, cranked that fucker up. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, that I had to go look up the lyrics, get the song, and it was a message from Amy. I don't know. I think she was just super excited to see me today. But she knows that when she gets on, starts to connect, she can't really talk to me because I'm super focused. I got. So her energy spoke for her. And it was just the happiest. If you listen just the first, couple lyrics, it says it all. I'm so happy. I'm getting my boogie shoes out. Let's boogie. Okay. Wow. Okay, that was loud and that was brilliant. And we pick up, we read, we interpret based on our filters. But what's important is that I want to teach you all these things. But at the same time, where are you on your level of consciousness? You had a bad experience of an enemy? being attacked, stalker? What's the extremes? And you can't shake them. Where's the authority? Where do they got you so believed that they have the authority in your life, that they can hurt you, crush you? Where is it you feel? Now, the interesting thing about feelings is that the muscle memory, the interoception memory, all of these memories, these intrinsic memories, even if you're not up here doing it, but you haven't heard the language. Now, this is huge. I got to figure out how to break it down so that you can hear the light language on this. In human terms, your body is always going to speak its mind. So the temperature was like, I can feel this heating up all of a sudden hitting me. So I had a pinched nerve, the swelling in my neck. You know, what happens when you stick your neck out for other people or stick your neck out for yourself? You know, these are all metaphysical meanings. But I had to be on drugs. I had to be on Lyrica. I had to be on a few other things. They don't tell you, wasn't told that it would, even though I was only on it for what, 3 weeks, maybe a month, that there is withdrawals. And I kept saying, I kept saying, I think this is the drugs. And then I convinced myself with my own thoughts that this has got to be a hot flash, because that's what it reminded me of. Not like right now, I'm going through a mega hot flash. But it's not. Our liver and our hypothalamus affects our heater. My hypothalamus could not hold a 1. It needs to be holding a 10. Right now, I'm checking it. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. It needs to be a 10. Yeah, they're saying it's just for an example. Please, that'd be great. I want to be done. Then your liver helps control the heat as well. And what's wrong with my t-shirt? And the temperature outside was like 70. So 31 and 31 is 62 plus another 30. Oh, it wasn't that hot. I don't know. 31 Celsius. But it was beautiful out. I mean, but I was having it. And what it is that it's not just a hot flash. This is, if it's all, it's just a nerve flash. I will get really hot and then I'll get really cold. Then I'll get really hot and then it'll just keep going. And I'm like, God, it's like freaking hitting every nerve. And the temperature outside made it worse. And I tried to stand up. I wanted to throw up. So I had to bend over. And I thought, this is not period pain, because I haven't had one of those in years. But this is not hormonal. They kept telling me it's not hormonal. I mean, it was affecting every part of me. So my physical body was telling me that every time I try to talk to my husband, I'm like, oh, I'm going to throw up. And I'm like, no. You okay? No. I'm not one for complaining. But when my body wants to have a say in it, oh my God, I had to pee. Does the whole world need to know? Well, it's because I don't listen to my body sometimes. And so there's mind over matter. But if your body had to say in it, oh my God, I'm going to panic and I'm going to die. I can't be in cold weather because I'm going to do it. But if you learn how to do mind over matter, your body won't sit there and go, survival, Because there is a certain amount of control you need to learn how to use your mind over body. And a lot of people get caught up in the emotional aspects of a traumatic event that they're like, but I'm not even thinking about the traumatic event, but your muscles are, your nerves are, and your body will tell you, you really want to pick up that pencil? Nah. You have this conversation. You have it enough times, the experience. I'm just going to pull people from my past. A person they gave me the same reaction every time, no matter what I do, no matter how I approach it, no matter how well I'll try it this time. Same reaction, same reaction. Then after a while, you start talking under your breath. You start talking back in your head. You start creating a relationship of self-talk about how you're going to solve it. So you don't have to feel that way. So you don't have to feel like there's an enemy. So you don't have to keep encountering it. That you'll mull it over and what's called silently brooding with an overtone that, hey, I'm doing good. But the whole time your body's going, okay, so the next time they say this, we're going to do this, this, this. And then if I do this, and if I run here and do this and this and that. And even though my brain, and I'm not going high beta, we call that logical and rational and how we're going to solve it. And there's nothing wrong with using this ability. But if you are emotionally attached to a trauma, an experience, or an event, then this is going to get exacerbated to be in bowing down to fear instead of bowing down to love. Then there's the people that are so love, 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 that they are missing the spiritual, the mental, and emotional, and the physical self. So somewhere in there, your body's going, well, they clearly don't want to heal this. Okay, fine. They're just going to be in the state of love. I love you. You weren't going to learn any lessons. I love you. I love you. I love you. And you have healthy boundaries. And you don't have to put your hand back in the fire. What do I mean by that? Well, I love people and I love their soul. And then when they wake up, there are monsters inside them that they haven't resolved, the little frankensteins they've created, Frankenstein's monsters. And when they wake them up inside themselves and they're like, well, I didn't do that. And clearly they are aware they've done that or that they do that. But then yet they are so, I don't know what you're talking about. Deny, deny, deny. Life goes on. Everything's great. But I'm sorry. Your entanglement cords. It's fine. I see that. We all do that. We all do that. Okay. You start to evolve, you do less of it. It doesn't cause that I have to not forgive you or hold a grudge. It's not black or white. It is creating healthy boundaries. So I had this person swear to God that I've done something to them, that they destroyed tried to destroy me. And I'm like, haha, I projecting them to destroy me. I have in one of my old filters is that energetically there's somebody that's the enemy and they have the authority in my life. Hence, when they have that authority in my life, what happens to me? Oh my God, this happens every time, all the time. I have a history, I have a story, I have a pattern. I can prove it, man. But is that where I want to put my energy? Is that where I want to invest my life force? So I resolved those things. I resolved that I have to see an enemy in everybody because that's part of that first level consciousness, safety, security, stability. And who am I within the family, within friends, and with myself? Who am I? So when things like these happen, it is their karma to fix. But do I have to think they can ruin all my reputation? How many people are on this planet? They can probably take you down a couple, but that's not the whole world. They are not your world. I am not relying on them to give me happiness, joy, my identity, my soul. I'm not relying on others. You learn to go inside to find that for yourself. And you start integrating all of these things that you've learned. You begin to rise within oneself. Your energies aren't here. Your energies are in here. So when I see somebody come out of the blue, try to do, wonder why I created them. Taking the cause and effect, standing in, oh my God, I caused it. Now, that's too human, separated from spirit thinking. It's ego mindset. I'm losing power. Okay, I got to get my power back. 2, Fear would tell me to be what? Now I'm going to follow it, but I'm not going to let it take ownership. One of the old traditions of old magic. Now I like magic. Old magic's good, but dark magic, the separation of the light and the dark, is that they use the power of, can I make you believe? I can convince you. I'm going to change your behavior before you change mine. That's part of that old paradigm that this planet is getting rid of. Mud sticks, all of this. But if you are feeling that you can't be anything other than what everybody else says you are, then you also have other parts. Yes, this gets very intricate. What shit in my past haven't I healed that caused me to really shame myself? Aha. So where is it I'm shaming myself? Where is it that I have to wake up? Where, it may sound anal, but here's the one thing about anal. Point. Oh my God, look what they're doing to me. Coming up with a conspiracy theory about it. I'm going to take my emotions off at first. Once I do that, I can start to think spiritually rational, which means I won't be disconnecting my spirit. Because when you start to do the separation and you get into bowing down to fear, you cannot serve two masters. The caudate nucleus will start throbbing in such a way of fear, that it turns all the rest of those part of yourself, the frontal lobe that's supposed to create reality, into an emotional aspect. Your limbic system is going to be over here going, oh my God. And then your hormone, oh. But we don't have to do this. We do not have to sit there and keep repeating this over and over. We do it enough. And, and when we, what's called recycle, it has nothing to, or reincarnation, it means what are you still attached to that you haven't let go of? Because you can't really move on until you get that back into integration. You can't really get that, go on to that next part. So when you are changing the past, those are doors. Every memory, everything you have to have closure. To become more mindful is to make sure you do closure. This little piece of information is, how many times have you walked into the kitchen or throughout the house and there's lids off, doors open, clothes everywhere? Oh, I gotta clean. It's my everyday life. But if you were to start a task, finish a task. Now, like with the dishes, I may not have time to do the dishes, but I stack them. I do it in a way so it's not sloppy. I do it in a way so that the dishes are cleaned up, so it's easier to do the next time I come. I help prepare for the next time I have to do something. I'm not a big believer in making my bed because I believe that keep the blankets off, the bed gets to breathe and germs don't get to germinate. So I don't make the bed. What are you doing in my room if you're going to notice my bed? Are you going to judge me based on my bed? Well, get out of my freaking room. If you happen to see it, I'll apologize. Oh, excuse me. Because that's not the standard. But I also don't have to. So there's niceties. There's certain things, a way of talking. But your physical body will start to show you where your fears are, where it's just a nonchalant talking, to where you don't want people to know your beliefs because they're so different than other people's. Most of the time, people don't close those doors, finish something, and open a new door. But do they? Let me explain. It goes a little deeper. Everyday life. See, it says you're charging slowly. My phone just popped up and gave me a sign. I could be hooked up with spirit instead of through human aspects, which is the ego, and I could be charged healthier, stronger, and more alignment. if I just stay in the spiritual. And it's not about religion. So, see, they distracted me so much, I forgot where I was going. But I don't have to wave my beliefs everywhere, but I'm not going to be ashamed of them. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be consistently be me, so my authentic self is always present. I'm going to be mindful so that I can allow myself to really dive into what I have to heal, to grow, and to be. So when your part of your life is the past switch has ended, like when someone dies, that path has ended. But if they can't move on to the next, they're only going to be repeating the past and the memories. They keep opening those doors, keep looking at it, oh, this is fun. They haven't moved on. What's behind that door to a new beginning? This is where most people are. I don't want to end this marriage. I don't know what's out there. But if you create closure, you take that energy with you, you'll be ready. And then you can open that door and walk through it. But if you really, you're defying the law of the natural process of moving forward when you refuse to open that door to start anew. You will hang on to the past. So much so, we have, in the United States, we have an election. What are we going to align to? People have always asked me, who did you vote for? What did you do? Well, none of your business. But I will tell you this, my alignment is way more spiritual. It's connected to joy. My GPS is set to joy because I'm hardwired for it, but happiness. And whatever the breakdown period is and the destructive path of tearing it down in the transformational stage, which is ugly, sometimes that has to come to the surface first, and most usually does. But when you start to clean up from that, to get prepared for the new, to rebuild, to do what you need to do, are you going to do the process, or are you going to do what was taught to us? Bow down to fear, keep that door shut, keep stuck in your memories. Don't evolve and move forward, because the painful is that, and this is the old belief systems, because if you look at that old magic, which I didn't tell you, was that and I'm not going to name some of these, is that the power of belief, if they can get you to believe in fear, they got you. They got you. This is why I give you healing tools. This is why I tell you to balance, use source tools, use these particular energies. Your body knows how to heal itself. And when you start to tap into those, you'll be amazed. Because I had people that will come to me, I'm in extreme anxiety, I'm in high beta, oh my God, I'm going to die. They're all real. Okay, let's balance your oh my God, I can't remember the word. But usually your polarity is off. North South polar off. Let's correct your polarity. And usually the brain then goes, oh, what? No. And then you have to feel like you're an idiot. Or you feel like, oh my God, this is so raw. But I feel saner. So even though you think you need to take vitamins, which are good, minerals, which are good, we also have to balance our energy, which is really good. You don't always have to believe what you think. You don't have to believe what your fear is running to. If somebody's out there and you have an enemy, take your power back. Take your power back.
I have a troll.
Did you take care of it?
Mm-hmm.
Your definition of troll, I'm trying to figure out where and what and how. I don't want it spoken, so you may have to just show me. Oh, look at my little hair there. Tee-hee-hee. Those little fun things in life you have. So sometimes when you have a troll, which is a good example of there's an enemy out there, do you know what you do when it comes to birds, kids, trolls? You don't really have to engage in them. You don't have to lose your power to them. If you do not give them eyesight, verbal, you don't let it get to you and you don't believe it, you won't even know they exist. I didn't know it. I couldn't feel it. But it coincides. Do I have to go, oh my God, it's true? No. Oh, no. But it's looking at how do you respond to them? What does your auto response say? How do you react? These are the things you have to resolve. When for years I've had lots of things happen to me that in some cases sounded horrendous. But when I was talking to my karate instructor, I mean, he wasn't even my instructor, he was my kids. And the next thing you know, he says, you know, I noticed that there's somebody you're losing power to here, and I think it's time to get your power back. And I thought, I'm not giving my power away. Number one, hey, I was trying to deny it. What appearance do we have on the outside that others can obviously see? And I have to be responsible for that energy, not to the troll or the person that's stalking me or the person that's determined to ruin me, but to take my power back. That's what I'm responsible for. Not by fighting, but by going in, disconnecting those cords, changing the way I feel about it and think about it, to the point when I got my power back, I will rise like a phoenix. And it has nothing to do with them, because I have my power back. That's why it has nothing to do with them. But if I haven't got my power back, it will have to involve them. You have to create those closures. A lot of people will not move on because they're afraid of the unknown. You have to decide, can I just take my strength, heal my shit, get my strength where I've left it, and get that strength in order to just take this next moment of what I'm supposed to do? We have to calm down that caudate nucleus. We need to balance our polarities, balance our brain, allow our body to communicate with us. So when I am out there, yesterday, it was like 31 degrees Celsius. My body is doing this nerve tripping thing. And it's like, oh my God, I mean, I would have hot flashes, but then I would stand up and I would have, oh, crescendo. I felt that I was going to go to God, because you stand up too quick. Well, I was standing already. It was like, what the? The temperature, and finally I had to balance my electrolytes. Energetically, I couldn't balance myself, but then I gave it fuel, the electrolytes, the alkaline, that all of a sudden my nervous system goes, wait, thank you. And then I went and I balanced my energy, and then all of a sudden it's like, I can still feel it, but your body will constantly speak. Now my body's like going, I'm good. I want it to be happy. Put on my buggy shoes. So, what does it mean? All this mean? Well, let's take one step at a time. Notice where you're losing power. I didn't even notice the troll either. And that's when things you can do is that it's not that you're tuning out, you disconnect energetically, that when they are present. I used to be a gamer. So NPCs are non-people characters. And you begin to know that when they're characters, you just know that you need to, there's certain rules in certain areas. And otherwise, if you break that rule, they can hurt you. Otherwise, they're nothing. They were an object. Well, sometimes we have non-character, NPCs running around. Part of the NPCs was that we looked at them as police too. But the ones that stood out had a quest for you, and they were always, they were meant to stand out. As long as you paid attention, you would really understand like the things that you needed to do. Anyways, I had this regular character from who knows what, it could have been a child, it could have been an adult, it could have been male, female, I don't know. And part of the quest that we're on is we're running across the country, and finally my partner says, do you know that there's a person yelling your name, wanting your attention? I have a clue. I stopped. Do I need to talk to him? Because I had my spirit shoes on, which means like a bullet train. I stopped. Do I need to communicate with him? And it was such a learning lesson. I said, okay, fine. And then I turn around and they finally caught up to me, and all they wanted to do was to bitch about something. I said, excuse me, do I know you? And all they wanted to tell me was how they looked at me and said, I offended them. I said, wow, was I your quest today? And you want me to respond as, just let me understand this. I'm supposed to say I'm sorry because you were offended by something I did do, but not intentionally to you, but you thought I did. So, and without realizing it, I'm like, well, who does this remind you of? What is the signature? I'm like, oh, well, yeah, the very early days of teacher mode. It's like, oh, so when the teacher is ready, the student will appear. And the next thing I know, it's like, I remember in the past, and I was able to see before and after that in the past, I would be like, I ain't stopping. I gave my power away. But then is it necessary for me to stop? What can I learn to grow from this? Let's see what it's about. There's a difference in way of thinking about it. I just find it's important that you begin to notice that you have options, you have solutions. So this medicine woman has a solution, and it has many. And if it's a comfort zone, and it's a blanket that keeps you safe, then there's another way to help you heal and grow so that you can evolve. There's other ways to close those doors and open up new paths. And you don't have to keep repeating stuff. You can actually see, oh, I'm aligned with shit. Let's resolve this and get realigned, into a healthier alignment. But most of us don't understand that when all those other doors are shut and they're the only one forward, and you're saying, no, I just want to keep repeating, that's a form of reincarnation in the hellish state. But eventually you're going to say, you know what, I'm going to get brave enough and open that door. Now, if you heal a lot of shit first, when you open that door, I've got a lot of people that were dying would come to me and they go, can I just, let's heal some stuff so I can stop recycling into the same storyline. That's all right. Which was brilliant. Which made me dive into further about how I need to resolve to evolve and how I can move in this collective individual thinking back to the collective whole. Anyways, that's deep. Oh, thank you. You wait until I do meditation.
Oh God, yeah, that's tomorrow.
Yes, and tomorrow is going to be kind of like what we talked about today. So we're going to help design our future. Some of you.
Yeah, the only reason I noticed the troll was my name first. And that was the one that I saw.
So did it, hold on.
I I sent you.
Oh, you
a picture
did?
of it.
Oh, you did. Well, here's the thing. Where do I find that? So sometimes we just don't have enough information, and we will go in there and start judging in such an extreme way. It'll be pathetic. Sometimes people will try to steal your thunder. And they will jump on the bandwagon of somebody that is doing it well or doing it, and they just want a piece of that action. And what does that mean? It just means that they're going to take and try to take what's yours. You can stop it, share, whatever you want to do. But is it correct? Well, I know in my heart I wouldn't do it, but other people don't think there's anything wrong with it. No, I've seen innocent people think there's nothing wrong with it. And then there are people that intentionally know they're doing it just to, so it depends on how you look at it. What I'm going to do is that we have some drawings that we have to take care of. And want Aimster to, we have three particular, okay. So which one do you want to start first, Amy? Do you want to just come on? You got the same color I'm wearing almost.
Almost. I've got a draft on my shirt.
It's up to you. You decide.
Can you just, I suppose I'm set in just a certain particular way.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Hey, I'm trying to run a show here. I've got 3 boards I have to look across. I used to have 4, but that was too much.
Okay, I gotta find my speaker so I can turn it off so that it doesn't, and mute, okay.
See, she's learning her skills. She's learning her skills so we don't get feedback. That's what they're designed for. We have quite a few wonderful things that we give away each month that has to do with helping you by saying thank you to you in many forms. So which one are we going to do first, Ames? Whoops, she's muted there. I'll wait until she gets on.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. There. Holy cow, I mean, turn that down. That's loud. I'm probably screaming in people's ears. Now talk.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, not too bad. Hopefully you all still can hear me since I adjusted my volume, which should be no big deal. Okay, so what do we do first, James?
This is the one that they bought the readings.
Okay, so if you purchased a reading for the month of October, your name went into a box. Even if you did the pay it forward, your name went in the box. If you win and don't want it, you can pass it forward to somebody you want. That's part of your decision. But it is 15 minutes. You get with me here. So Amy is going to pick.
Let's see. And the winner is Larissa.
So hopefully we can find whoops, it's going to kick in. Nope, I'm good. Yeah. So we'll find Larissa.
Where's my there?
Make sure she has last name and we will contact her. You've just won 15 minutes. Remind me that we have to put it up on the screen so that others will know.
And this is the, you brought somebody?
Now this is for 8 minutes with me. Mm-hmm. If you brought somebody, that means if you brought somebody and you know them and they're new, then your name got into a box.
Tammy with an I.
Tammy with an I, you have won. Wonderful. Thank you very much for bringing people. Make sure that they are new, not somebody that's old. that I've already read them. Okay.
Okay, now I can go back to.
That's it. That's it. That's all we've got.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Wow.
You had the other one.
Well, here is the other one. So if you, and this is what you can do now, because this is November, again, if you have new people that are coming in, then remember you can, you brought them, they get 2 minutes, you get 1. And if they get read, or they get 2 minutes. Wow, I'm sorry, they get distracting me. So, okay. And who's distracting me? Spirit is. Okay, so if you come in and you're new, brand new, and nobody's brought you, that you get, instead of getting 1 minute, you get 2 minutes. If somebody's brought you and we know and we get it confirmed by both people, then you can get up to 3 minutes free reading. There is if you pay, and that your name then goes into a drawing, which means that you've won 8 minutes. And we will put these names out. Well, if you're in the room already, let me know. And then we have one more, and that is hit love. If you hit the like, I've decided that if you hit just the love button, that tells me you want the reading. If you hit like or funny, then that means you don't want to be part of the reading process. Just makes it easier for me. And if you share publicly and I can see it, then your name goes in the drawing. So what happens is after every show, I then take the names real quick, calculate it up to, it's a simple procedure. It whittles it down to 1. So then I get basically 2 winners, or 2 people that are selected. So by the end of the month, I have very little to actually have to go through and do the hard work process. So the person that won a 30-minute free reading with me is Diana
Magdala.
I can't say her name. But
Diana?
Yes, but Diana Magdala. But anyways, we got to tell her she has won. She has devotedly hit loved on pretty much every single one. No, it doesn't matter. But again, it doesn't matter how many times you've been here, whatever. The point is that Spirit thought it was time. So she has won a 30-minute private session off the air with me. And so that's a cool thing.
Bear hug time.
What's that?
Bear hugs.
Yes, bear hugs. I would like that. Yes, human contact. But then if she takes my video, it doesn't matter. Yes, there she is. Wow, I won. Yes. Spirit thought out of all those names was it's time for you. Okay. Now, thank you for being patient. Remember to share and to publicly so we can see your name, and to hit love. And your name will go into the drawing, a hope chest, and so you can have a chance too. Now, you can redeem those anytime. Just let me know. If you pass on it, you need to let us know so there can be redraw. If you choose to not take it, but you want somebody selected, and then you have your choice as well. Okay. Yes, congratulations to all the winners. And Amy, the winners were Diana, Larissa,
and Tammy with 9.
And Tammy with an I. So we'll have to talk to all of you to find out what you want to do. Now let's begin to, they said open up my mail. So I'm going to look. If you have paid, it's $23. You get 8 minutes. You're like, I went onto a lot of sites. There are people that are paying big bucks and they go, oh, I have nothing, no, not condemning. I'll give you a 1 pendulum answer for $5. That's not bad. But if I were to count how many times this rotates within your 8 minutes for $5, I'm cheating myself. Same for cards. I can give you 10 cards if I wanted to in a minute. Sometimes people pay $15 for 3 cards. So what are you getting? You're getting time and quality. You're getting the content is meat and potatoes. So it is worth every cent. And Gemma, thank you very much. So with the tribal, we're going to have the meditations about aligning to what future you want, not what the world said you have to be dictated to, but more into the alignment of where you want to be. So that'll be the meditation for tribal. If you want to join tribal, it's only $36. And all of you that know that the first of the month, your dues are due so that you can continue this journey with us. Now, I've been really relaxed because I was sick, and so a lot of you got almost an extra month free. No big deal. So I just kind of corrected things, and now I'm back on track. Just getting my electrical and magnetic system to get back to functioning again. And my body's like, yeah, we've been on a hell of a ride. I says, yes, I know. But there's a reason for it. Part of one of the things I had to heal was a pinched nerve. The pinched nerve was really, it's so funny I left it in there, and yet you want me to talk about it. Don't do this to me. But there's a metaphysical reason, and we're not going to talk about it now. Let's do the 1 minute.